Colorado amended its privacy law, they updated it to include biometric information. The controller has to pay the consumer if they're going to be selling the consumer's biometric information. You have to obtain the consumer's consent. The purchase of biometric information cannot be related to the provision of a product or a service.
Any data that's collected cannot be in association with an existing service or product, would basically cover things like the Fitbits and all the other trackers that folks use, and basically make it illegal for them to do anything with that information.
So let's talk about Medibank. This is right on topic for me. If you've got info stealers on your bingo card, please go ahead and check that box off. The state agency Office of the Australian Information Commissioner released an investigation that kind of just took him to town, basically, and was like, you suck. This breach happened in 2022.
There might be some old JOF data that's breached now.
Aside from the personal use of work computer and syncing elevated work credentials to personal computer and no MFA, when the hack actually happened, Medibank got warnings from their EDR that were basically ignored by the SOC, and they didn't actually begin investigating until months later. So it's just like one facepalm moment after another when you read through this report.
CDK Global cyberattack, basically they disclosed a breach. It led to them shutting down all their IT systems. Anytime things are shut down, I get the vibe of ransomware.
They're getting in and they're waiting. And then the software and their backdoors get caught up in the backups. So that way they've got another backdoor, a secondary way in. They're able to go ahead and get the backups locked down and locked out. And trying to restore to the backup just reinstates everything yet again.
Or people have backups, but they've never actually tested whether they can do a restore.
No, you test and prod. Come on, we all know that.
Lockbit is a very, very well-known ransomware threat actor. They posted and said, federalreserve.gov is on the, hit list. They claim to have 33 terabytes of sensitive data, including Americans' banking secrets.
The first question is, do you actually believe Lockbit really did it?
Or
they produced no data yet. So
that's true. That's a good point.
Some people are saying it's retaliation for the FBI releasing a bunch of Lockbit secrets.
Well, it's a lot of lines in a spreadsheet to get to 33 terabytes. So journalists, they'll have their work cut out for them going through all that.
The UK has been piloting some facial recognition technology in train stations without sort of letting anybody know about it. They claim that they're looking for people doing naughty things like skateboarding and stuff like that. But then they also drop we're also evaluating people's facial expressions to see, if they're angry or whatever.
Do UK people show emotions on their faces, or are they just always just so even keeled and stoic and not
that's why you've got to test it in the UK first, because the hardest.
If you can detect emotions there, you can detect them anywhere.
This story was a great example of why you may want to consider disabling PowerShell on workstations.
So a user gets a pop-up in their browser that says, hey, there's a problem with your certificate store. You need to update your root certificate. Here's the command to do that. And they give you a blob of obfuscated PowerShell. So yes, they cut and paste this PowerShell into their PowerShell terminal to fix their problem. And it only causes more problems as it downloads malware and proceeds to take over their computer.
You've got customers that have developer shops, and the developers are all addicted to their PowerShell and everything else. And, then you've got to put in some sort of compensating control to segment them out, separate them from the rest of the population if you're going to allow them to have more power. With more power comes more responsibility.
Kaspersky will be banned from conducting new business in the U.S. It will also prohibit downloads, updates, resales, licensing.
They were sanctioned now, but this happened a long time ago. In 2017, Wall Street Journal reported that Russia stole classified info from the personal computer of a government contractor. That contractor is working with the NSA. Kaspersky denied everything, and I guess nothing really happened until now.
Supposedly, this is the culmination of a 2-year probe into Kaspersky by the Department of Commerce.
I did notice a tweet by Malware Jake, our beloved friend, who said he is kind of concerned about this because he's seen Kaspersky on ATMs and other embedded systems. I think this is something more than just a passing fancy.
Join us for live InfoSec news every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Black Hills InfoSec YouTube channel.